Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. And today I want to show you how to make this really gorgeous side fold card. This is one of my favorite papers from the January to June mini catalog. We're going to be making a card with it. It's an impressive looking card and it's quick and easy to make. So let's get started. I'm going to be using the stamp set called Peaceful Moments. I love it because of the different script that's in it. And it has sentiments. We're going to be using Happy Birthday for the outside and then something for the inside. To get started, we're going to need a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's going to go the long way when we're cutting. And we're going to score it at 4 1/4 inches and 5 1/2. We're also going to need cardstock that is 4 inches by 4 inches. And the designer series paper will be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. We'll need a 4-inch by 4-inch piece of white or vanilla cardstock for the middle of our card, or the inside of our card. And we're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 1 inch by 4 inches, and the designer series paper will be 7/8 of an inch by 3 7/8. We'll also need a small piece for our sentiment, and this is 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And all these measurements will be accessible in my YouTube video. We also need a piece of 12-inch ribbon, and this is the gorgeous grape ribbon. First thing we're going to do is we are going to take our card base and we're going to put adhesive here between the 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 inch mark. And now what we're going to do is just close it so it looks like it's been just put in half. So we folded it in half and it's going to open now with a 4-inch piece here. Okay, I've already added my designer paper to this, so all we're going to do is take this and add it to our card front. And the same goes for this piece. I decided to use a different piece of designer paper for this card. Okay. I'm going to take our sentiment paper, and because this stamp does have foam on it, we do not need anything else for when we stamp. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. And while I have the ink out, we're going to stamp the inside of the card. This is Highland Heather ink. This is one of my favorites. Alright, our stamping is done. We can decide where we want to put the sentiment. We can put it down the bottom, we can put it between the flowers. I kind of like it at the bottom, but it depends on the paper that you're using. In my sample, I didn't want to cover up the pretty hyacinths, hydrangeas. So I put the thank you at the bottom. So I like to use dimensionals. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this. I'm using the edge of the dimensionals. You certainly don't want to waste anything. peel that off. You could layer this also, but I didn't want to take away from this paper, so I decided just to do one layer with the sentiment. Okay, I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. I like to hold opposite corners when I'm placing my paper on my card base. Okay. The last thing I want to do is take my ribbon and I want to tie it into a knot. I turn it sideways to do that. You can use your finger to hold this, or you can get these reverse tweezers. They hold it while you make the knot. And boy, isn't that easier than struggling with it. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me show you with a wider piece of ribbon so that it's easier for you to see. Take some of our new metallic ribbon. What I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to fold it in half. And typically what I like to do is to hold the top with my fingers and then pull this tight and then cut at an angle. This is the part that's folded, so I'm going to cut up at an angle, and now I have a V in my ribbon. It just makes it look a little prettier when you're doing the ribbon. So that's what I'm doing with this ribbon. This card reminds me of the little autograph books we used to have. I don't know if you had an autograph book, but it made me smile thinking about it, giving that book to different friends and having them sign it. It was a big deal back then. I don't think they have them now. They'd probably roll their eyes. I know my kids would. All right, we've added the ribbon to that, and now we have a quick, easy card. It looks a little bit different, but it's nice to give to someone. So I hope you give it a try, and thanks for watching.